welcome back to Tom's Tavern. So today I'm going to be doing a follow-up video to my last one, which was reviewing and revisiting Breath of the Wild. I'm going to be revisiting and reviewing Tears of the Kingdom today. In the lead up to Age of Imprisonment that's releasing in, I believe, like 3 or 4 days from now. So I thought I'd revisit these, just go into my old save file and just give my honest thoughts reflecting on the game, what I'd give it out of 10, and just my ultimate true feelings. And just being very off the cuff and just having a little bit of fun. As you can see, I hopped on this very recently because I got the Switch 2 edition. Because obviously you need a Switch 2 to play Age of Imprisonment upcoming. So I got the free upgrade since I have the expansion pass. But we'll go to my old one here. So I last played this. I only did one full playthrough of this. In 2023, obviously, when it came out. And I loved the game. As you can see, that's all my progress there on the right. I haven't 100%ed it, but I'm not even bothering with the Korok seeds. I rarely do. But this game is gorgeous. As you can see, I have all the bloody champions summoned there. I usually rock the Ocarina of Time fit just because I just love the outfit. But for this, I will... put on the outfit that he's in, like all the promotional stuff with. Which headpiece do I want? Tell you what, I'll just have his bloody hair out. But yeah, so this is my home. But yeah, so anyways, I'm just going to be like, yeah, very off the cuff and pretty chill. Just like talk about it for like 15 minutes or so. So yeah, anyways. I'll just like show off a little bit of what I have here. I'll put that up because that's like promotional from the first game. But yeah, so this game is a gorgeous game. And I think the ways that this is better than Breath of the Wild is mostly in terms of like gameplay, visuals, combat, and story, which is like quite a lot of things. Even music in a bunch of ways, and I do prefer the dungeons in this. I know they're not the fully typical Zelda dungeons that, you know, we're kind of wanting. Also, how cool is this? I took a photo. I'm pretty sure I took a photo in my, because you can put whatever photo here, and I tried taking a photo in my old house and chucking it here. I think that's what I did. So that's like a bit of a fun thing I did there. I think, anyways, unless I'm bloody remembering wrong. But that was pretty fun. I don't think I've done anything else. But yeah, so either way, yeah, this game, it's just so gorgeous. I love the music and everything. And a lot of the issues I had, you know, this has more memorable boss battles. And one of the biggest issues I had for... I got the dragon over there. One of the biggest issues I had for Breath of the Wild was, like, the bosses weren't the best, especially the ending for the game. I thought was like so lackluster considering how much of a beautiful journey it was. And also, mind you, I love Breath of the Wild. Again, you can check out my last video to hear a bit more of my thoughts about it. But this game, again, the boss battles are way better, the combat's better, a much better range of, I don't know, items, and there's even more to explore with the sky. And actually, we'll go to the sky, actually. We'll go here. And, you know, and then the underworld section and all that, like that biome. There's just so much stuff to explore, and I love, like, every minute of it. Although the first few hours that I played this, after doing the first Sky Island, I was like, this is the Hyrule that I'm used to, but, like, what's actually different? So it took me a few hours to, like, get into the swing of things. But then when I did, I had a blast with it. But the ending of this game, again, spoilers by the way, but I think the ending is so much better. It's a lot more climactic because you're actually fighting with your friends that you have like along the journey. The battle with Ganondorf, where Ganondorf is an actual, like, you know, enemy. It's not Calamity Ganon where it's just like some random like amalgamation of a monster. It's actual Ganondorf, and I love his designs in this game. Especially the, like, mummified version of him. It's just so sick. And this game, I feel, also has, like, a better aesthetic, in my opinion, with, like, more of the sort of green shrines and like these, you know, sky islands here and everything. I just think it's a bit better than like all the ancient stuff and all the what the hell? Well, they're gone. But yeah, and all the I don't know, all the stuff from the previous game. But yeah, no, I adore this game, and the mechanic of, you know, making all these different things, moving them around. I'm not going to build anything at the moment. Actually, do I have my? I have to remember the bloody controls. Where's the one where I already have things made? Yeah, auto build. Don't I already have? What do I have? Ye old classic. But this is the, well, I don't have enough bloody thingos. I guess I'm not flying around. But tell you what, we'll do a dive. But yeah, again, just look at the scope and scale of the game. I don't know, I just love it. And when it hits sunset at the right time, bloody gorgeous. I quite like the characters. I think the champions in the previous game are stronger. And I had more of a connection with them. But I still really like the assortment here, like with Tulin and all that. But I do prefer like Mifa, Bosa, and Daruk and all that. Not Rivali much. I don't miss him. But the rest, yeah. But again, I just love the climax of this game. Man, this is one of my favorite endings to a video game, actually. I'd pretty confidently say. Like, again, you're fighting like an army with all your like champions and friends that you've like made along this journey, right? And then after that, you fight Ganondorf. But his health bar, like, you know, goes past what it would normally be. Whereas in the previous game, it was like started off as half. And then after that, you're fighting him when he's in his dragon form in the sky, massive scope, and Zelda, as the light dragon, is assisting you throughout that whole thing. Are you freaking kidding me? That is like I loved every second of that. And I was actually, it's making me tear up a little bit now, but I was like crying at how beautiful and epic and swelling that was. Like, that was freaking amazing. People that say Breath of the Wild has a better story, I'm sorry, but that is just factually incorrect. Obviously, you can have whatever opinion. I'm not going to have a crack at you. But I just completely disagree and think the story is just way better in this game. And the combat and just everything like that. But Breath of the Wild invented this new formula for Zelda, and I have like a bit more respect for it. And I had a better first playthrough because it came into my life at just a better point in time, and I don't know, it's it just I don't know, just like it did a lot more for me and was like more influential. But this game, just, I can't deny just how amazing it is. I want to see if I can go to, where's that like beach village? It's around here, yeah. We'll go to a bit of a different spot. I also really like the side quests in the game, but one of the unfortunate things with this, not that it needed it, but it would have been nice, is if this game had DLC, because I really like the DLC in Breath of the Wild. That definitely added to the game, but this game doesn't have any DLC. Again, this game's massive, it doesn't need it, but as you can see, there's a few heart containers missing there, and I'm like, I think there's more they could have done with the sky, like definitely a few more sky islands. So I'm a little bit surprised that, you know, they didn't go a little bit more all out with that, especially with obviously the success of it. But yeah, so either way, again, I still love this game. The fusing and all that, it's not my favorite Zelda mechanic in the world, but again, it really fits the game, and I had a lot of fun with it still. I didn't make too many contraptions. Again, when you make the hover bike, it's like, what else do you really need for a lot? And that's the thing as well. This game, you can kind of explore a bit too freely, whereas Breath of the Wild, you really, like, you earned every place you went to, you know what I mean? And especially experiencing all these areas for the first time. Even though most of these areas are a little bit different in this game, they're not different enough to be, like, hugely impactful, you know what I mean? So the first, you know, Breath of the Wild is just that much more sort of impactful in comparison. But this game definitely has its own things to offer. I'll just try and get like a nice shot here with Link a bit closer up. We'll just look at the view a bit. But yeah, so I don't know. I just, yeah, I love the visuals for the game. I know I've already said that. The character designs and everything like that are, are really, really good. This is one of my favorite designs for Link, actually. I really like how he has, like, a bit longer hair and all that. But, yeah, I can tell the weather's going to be a bit rainy in game, so we'll get out of here before that happens. But, yeah, let me know if you love the game, what your thoughts are. I would give this game a 9 out of 10, to be honest. DLC would have enhanced it a bit more. Not as huge on the champion abilities in this, they get a bit clunky and all that, but I love the boss battles a whole bunch more, and the dungeons I just feel have a little bit more of an aesthetic going on. And one of my favorite segments was going up until the air temple / air dungeon, like when you're jumping up all those like things going like really high up in the air. That was just very suspenseful, especially with the music. I thought that was really cool. And I thought all the stuff they did with Master Koga was really fun and entertaining in the game. But yeah, so again, I had a blast with it. And yeah, again, I'm not going to talk about every single element of this game, but we'll go to a bit more of a snowy region. But yeah, I'll show off my game case real quick. But yeah, absolutely love the game. And again, it's cool that it has a lot of the same customization and accessories, like, outfit-wise as Breath of the Wild, Carries over a lot of the same things, but I think it refines a bunch in a whole bunch of ways. We'll put on the bloody snowy outfit. Where is it? There you are. And it's cool that you can dye the outfits and all that too, obviously. But yeah, because if you didn't know, again, Ocarina of Time is my favorite game of all time. And this game is not linear in the slightest in comparison to, like, Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, and all that. But, this is the first Zelda game where it's in the exact same Hyrule, because even though Ocarina of Time was, actually, we'll go to a little bit more of a bloody interesting spot. I think around there it is. But, yeah, so we're in the same world, right? Because in Majora's Mask, that was Termina. That was a different sort of world. And for Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass, that was, again, a bit of a different sort of, world and setting compared to Wind Waker, even though it was, like, technically the same Link / generation of Link, you know what I mean? Also, I think I'm, like, blanking on, like, what spot I was even trying to think of, to be honest. Let's fight some of these dudes. Yeah, the fact that I have to run over to the champions to, like, activate their ability, like, oh, Jesus Christ. I miss the abilities of Urbosa and all that, let me just say that much. I haven't played in a bit. Yeah, you see it? Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to bloody... I'm not gonna engage in a fight. I'm a little bit rusty, put it that way. Again, I haven't played this in quite a while. But anyways, and I'm very used to PlayStation controls, so, cut me some slack, alright? Nah, but in all fairness, honestly, let's just go to Rito Village, like, specifically. But yeah, again, I had a blast with the game, but I think that a year after I played this, I was like, yeah, I kind of miss elements of how Breath of the Wild made me feel. It just feels like a much cozier of a game. But each game has their own thing to offer, right, in my opinion. So, yeah, either way, not too much more for me to say, but yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. Again, a pretty rough, review and revisit of the game. I just thought I'd, just try this out at all. Yeah, I love the character designs in this game, all the bloody Rito and the Zora and all that. But this game looks so nice on the Switch too. I'm very excited to do like an actual full replay of this game at some point. I don't know when I'll replay it next in full, but yeah. Especially with Age of Imprisonment being made specifically for the Switch 2, because there's no regular Switch version. I'm very curious to see how flashy that game is, you know? How nice is this music and aesthetic? I don't know. This game is such a treat. So is Breath of the Wild. Part of me in future is really going to miss this Hyrule, because after we get Age of Imprisonment, even though it's a different period of time in the same world, we would have had 4 games in this Hyrule. And, you know, as much as I'm excited for the next Zelda game to be in a whole different setting and everything, it has been refreshing to have a Zelda game that's, like, you know, spent more time in the one spot rather than just immediately moving on. But I'm kind of ready to move on, after Age of Imprisonment at least. But yeah, anyways, not much more for me to really say for this review, slash revisit. Let me know some of your favorite memories and your thoughts and your review on the game. Whatever you want to talk about, freely discuss in the comments as long as you're being nice and respectful. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you. My next video will probably be, yeah, probably starting Age of Imprisonment, to be honest. So I'll see you there for that.